Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on We Are Hotline. The show is about transforming souls with transformational stories, one story at a time, and it's about conversations that matter. And we have people from all walks of life who come and talk about some of the great accomplishments and some of the challenges that they had to go through to get to their place in the sun. Today is another wonderful story, a woman who is a insurance rep for Canada Purple Shield. Please welcome Joan Harris to the show. How are you doing today, Joan?
I'm wonderful, thank you, Nikki. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we're able to coordinate this time together.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, Joan, tell us about your background leading up to becoming an insurance rep.
Absolutely. As you might or might not know, I'm from Jamaica. So hey. I worked with the Canadian government, the Canada Embassy, Canadian Embassy back in Jamaica. And then so that was from 83 to 86. And then I came to Canada in 88 and worked with the Jamaican government. So I kind of did a flip. So I worked with JAMPRO as an administrative assistant. And then after that, I worked with different companies, some of them being Bell Canada and so forth. And I landed with Primerica and got my insurance license. But somehow it's a beautiful company to work with, but they had so many products, and I wanted to zone in on just one product. And I found this company, Canada Purple Shield, that allowed me to just work with funeral plans. So essentially what we do is we set up plans for final expenses. So if someone wanted to take care of their final expenses ahead of time, that's where I would come in. All right, I'm governed by the fiscal. I'm licensed under the Financial Services of Ontario, and I have a license with them, and I'm able to write these policies. Okay, so I work, as I mentioned, with Canada Purple Shield. They're backed by or underwritten by Assurant Life of Canada. And so we write these plans. It can be 5 years, 10, 15, 20, how many years, depending what you can afford. And we do monthly plans, and that will take care of your final expenses. Now, we say that you need $15,000 for a funeral. That's where we say. That's kind of what it is today. $15,000.
Is that the average?
The average, yes.
Wow.
Right, is what we say you need for a funeral, all right? That will cover a moderate funeral today, okay? Now, other people might opt for a little more depending on how lavish they want their funeral to be. So it's totally up to you. So we make the plans affordable and it's paid on a monthly basis, okay? And let's say you took a 10-year plan and you died like 2 years in the plan, okay? You are fully covered. No more payments are made. Your family, your beneficiary gets this $15,000. Let's say that's what you took. And that $15,000 is used to pay for your final expenses. So It is a good thing to have. So, I always tend to tell my people, you know what, you want to make sure you have something like this just in the event of. And so God forbid if that final day occurs, you don't have to be doing what most people are doing today, the GoFundMe. I'm not knocking it, but why don't you go ahead and fund yourself right now? This is an opportunity for everyone that, you will have this money when that day comes. So your final expenses are taken care of, and you don't need to worry.
Wow. Okay. That's, a revelation to me. $15,000.
Yes.
Just to be buried, that's a lot of money.
And that's a moderate funeral, Nikki.
And that's a moderate. Just a modest. It's not over the top. It's just the basics.
No.
Wow. So here's my question then.
Sure.
The certainties of life is that you have to pay taxes and you will die.
Absolutely.
But people still are late to file their taxes, and they also don't prepare for their funerals.
That's
so this is a really important thing to know, to take away the burden of the cost of funerals when you transition. So it's a very important thing for people to invest in.
Absolutely.
And And I'm sure you probably come across families who put it off. They procrastinated, and then they were in that they didn't plan it. It happened, and then they were left with this huge bill at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they can't come and get insurance after the fact.
No one will do that.
No,
and that's why I say pre-plan. We make it affordable, Nikki. Affordable.
Mm-hmm.
You have people in their 50s, like myself, who are paying $50 a month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's affordable, and you ensure that your family, your family's not left in looking for money when that day comes. It's a sure
Absolutely.
thing. As you said, like taxes. It's sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, is there something that people can look into in terms of like what you provide in terms of the education piece? Can they come to you for like say insurance clinics, give them a little bit of information, or
Absolutely.
what do you do
Absolutely.
to provide that? Do you go and do this, like go to their homes, or do they come to you? How do they get all this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. They can call my number, which I'll give you shortly. They can call my number. They can call the office. I have an office number. I have my cell number. They can call, and sometimes I do workshops. I go into churches because I have a church. I go into different churches, and I spread the word. It's mostly word of mouth. I've done business with a lot of people who have referred other people to me, and so this is why one of the reasons why I'm trying to reach on to your program or to your show is to tell more people, to let more people know what's out there for them. You know what I mean? To reach out to people, but they absolutely can call me. I've met people in Tim Hortons. I've met people in restaurants. I've met people in. I mostly go into homes because I get invited to the dinner table, to the dining table, and we sit, and I just go through everything with them. So it's up to them wherever they feel comfortable. A lady told me once, I would love to meet you at a coffee shop. I have no problems with that.
Right.
Wherever you feel comfortable.
Well, this is it. I mean, and thank goodness for the type of flexibility that you have and the
Absolutely.
type of approach, because this is a sensitive topic. And you want to make sure that wherever you're setting up the stage to provide this information, it's comfortable for both of you. So that's the great thing to know, that you travel and there is a comfort and safety wherever you're discussing the topic. So how soon can people become insured? So they meet with you, you give them a needs assessment, and then they want to get insurance. How long does that process take? Immediately.
They're covered right away. The only time that there might be a problem is we cover everyone from birth right up to 85. Okay? Now, if there is a problem, meaning if they have one of the big illnesses, say they have cancer, they have diabetes and high blood pressure together, they have lungs, kidney, liver, the big illnesses, we will still cover them. Now, this is the part I love about this company. We will still cover them. However, what we say, there is a 2-year waiting period. There's no blood work, no nothing involved. I come, I sit with you, I do your needs assessment. I say you need $15,000 because this is what a funeral costs today. Okay? We write up. You said, you know what, Joan, I like this. I will, and I give you the plans. I give you the cost of various, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever you like, whatever your budget is. I tailor it accordingly. And then you say, you know what, I like this plan. Can you write this up for me? I go right ahead. I have all my paperwork. I go right ahead and I write it up on the spot, and you're covered right away. However, if you had one of the illnesses, a big 5 or the big whatever we call it, the ones I just mentioned, we will still cover you. However, there's a 2-year waiting period, meaning you are covered immediately. However, should you die from one of those illnesses that we mentioned, or I just mentioned, okay, you will not get the full amount. Say you requested $15,000, let's say the regular, $15,000, and I wrote you up today, and I put it through, everything's gone through, and then say 6 months into or a year or two into this, before 2 years, you passed away, right? What would happen? We would give you all the monies that you'd pay, the monthly fees, the monthly amount that you paid, plus 6%. So let's say you paid for 6 months. We'll give you 6 months of whatever the payment a month is, plus 6%. You'll get that back because you died before the 2-year waiting period. The day after the 2-year has passed, you would get the full your beneficiary would get the full $15,000 if that's the total cost of the plan.
Right. Okay. Excellent. So it's affordable, it's flexible, and you can customize it to your own needs. So that's a fantastic thing. So, Joan, how can people get in contact with you to get more information?
Absolutely. I have an office number. It is 905-951-6376. So it's 905-951-6376. Okay. And my cell number is 416-801-0658. 416-801-0658.
Okay, excellent. Fantastic. And you've been listening to Joan Harris on the Nikki Clarke Radio Show. Joan is a insurance rep with Canada Purple Shield. And if you just tuned in to the interview, you don't have to worry. We're going to be replaying the interview Monday to Friday on the Nikki Clarke Show from 11 a.m. to noon. And, Joan, we really thank you for the time that you had with us today to share about the importance of insurance. Absolutely. And also, we look forward to seeing you live on the Nikki Clarke Show coming up very soon. I'm sure that we're going to have a fun and informative evening, and it's going to be a great thing. So, Joan, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate your time. You're more than welcome, and you have a blessed day, and we'll catch up very soon.
You as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.